Go.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Eddie. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Is that showing up on the video camera?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm taking this number 2 pencil and I'm filling in between these little lines that represent walls inside an apartment that I made up. Okay, I'm going to move this over and I'll show you generally what this is. The day before yesterday, I wanted to come up with a kind of historic style urban, a high functioning urban building that is respectful to its historic context. So I came up with this modular pattern for a building, or in architects' language they would call it an order. The order here is 10-foot wide bays. This elevation view drawing shows a 5-bay building, or one wall of a 5-bay building.
Right.
And so I put in dotted lines like where the floor and ceilings are, and each floor, there's a 6-foot human, and each floor is 10 feet, and the joist area between the floors is about a foot, and so that leaves room for 9-foot ceilings. On the exterior, down by the sidewalk, there's room for 8-foot wide by 8-foot tall curved arch openings that create a series of 2-foot wide columns that would be about 1 foot thick behind the wall. This would be constructed as a concrete block building that then would be finished with a smooth layer of stucco, and each within each bay, there's a centrally placed 6/6 pane double hung sash window with storm shutters on each side. So anyway, that established a very nice, very sort of symmetrical, nice solid building, and just to sort of take this idea further as an experiment, what I did was I drew it out. Here are the 5 bays of the building, and I went 3 bays back to see if I could design something that would function within that size. That going only 3 bays back makes it a pretty small building. It's 52 feet wide by 32 feet deep. And down on the ground floor, I indicated a kind of retail or public area here behind this arcade, and so I drew it in here, but it's pretty small. So I don't know if this would actually work as a retail venue or not. It might work better instead to close these up with some kind of like maybe louvered panels or something, and then just make this like a parking garage for the apartments above. But I was able to fit in a back entrance for the apartments. You would come in, there would be, since each floor is 10 feet tall, that means that the steps, to calculate the number of steps, within 24 inches, each step would be 8 inches tall. That's called an 8-inch riser. So there's 3 steps for every 2 feet of height, and then the tread is 1 foot. So the way to draw that is over here. So I just drew these in as 1 foot wide. But that calculates out to 15 steps. In other words, here it's a little easier to see up here. Here's the 14 steps, and the 15th step is the second floor. And also I indicated space for a small elevator here, and that's what this is here. So what I did was I started with this. I started with these very symmetrical windows, and I did it all the way around. Here they are, and I put 3 going back, and then 5 across the back, and then 3 on the other side. And basically I worked as much as I could to design a living area around the windows. And that's kind of difficult. That really that was setting up a pretty severe limitation as to what I could do. But I managed to do it. So you come up the steps or you come up the elevator. Here's the entrance to the apartment. And what I was able to do was I was able to subdivide this into a pretty high functioning, very roomy 2-bedroom apartment. This is a queen size bed here. Here's an easy chair. Here's a desk and a chair. Here's a closet. Here's a large bathroom. This is all one big room here. This is the living, dining, and kitchen area. Kitchen area has a breakfast bar or a serving counter. I managed to sort of shoehorn in a washer and dryer into a large closet over in the corner of the kitchen. This is a double front refrigerator. And then back over here I've got closet, I've got room for HV, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, system controls here. And then here's another closet. And then here's another bedroom. So I'm able to make it all work. And so what I'm doing now is in order to make this drawing a little easier to read, because here I think, I know exactly what's happening here, but I think a viewer who hasn't designed this would just see this as a whole bunch of lines. So it's helpful to go in and distinguish the walls from the floors and the fixtures. And one way to do that is to just go in and fill in see. Okay, so when we fill in this wall, then it starts to become a little easier for a viewer to read what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to continue doing this. Just so you know, these are windows. These things are the shutters outside the windows. And, when you see this right next to this, it's pretty easy to figure out what's where, and what I'm doing. So anyway, that's what I've been doing for, I did this day before yesterday, and then I wrote this up yesterday, and then I started drawing these in yesterday. So
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Eddie.